Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha. If you're new here, I do fragrance reviews, a little bit of beauty and style. So if that is content that you enjoy, definitely take a minute to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm super excited because I just had my 54th birthday and I did get a lot of perfumes for my birthday. So I'm going to share those with you. And I actually had uploaded a video about a week or two ago with my birthday perfume wish list. I did get a few from that list, but then I totally veered off course and ended up getting perfumes that were not even on that list. Okay, the first one that was on my list was Mon Paris by Yves Saint Laurent. And I got a surprise in the mail from Dossier Perfumes. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they sent me their inspiration of Mon Paris, and I'm going to share that with you now. This is what it looks like. It comes in a really nice box with their logo printed on the front there. And then when you open the box, there's information where it was made in France. It's cruelty-free and they use clean products. There's also a card talking about what notes are in this perfume and what the name of the perfume is. And this one is Woody number 1, and it is an inspiration to Mon Paris. So I'm really excited to share and talk about this perfume with you. Guys, they have so many wonderful fragrances on their site. They have a lot of classic perfumes for $29 and they have niche fragrances for $39. If you don't know who they are, you've never looked at their site before, definitely check them out. And in celebration of my birthday, there's a special code that you can use to get a discount. So you want to take advantage of that. But when you open the box, you get this sample of this perfume here. They want you to use the sample first so you can see how it works with your skin, the chemistry, what you think of the perfume. If for any reason you don't like the perfume, you can return it, no questions asked. And I think that's phenomenal customer service. But let's go ahead and talk about this perfume. I cannot get over how much this smells like Mon Paris. It smells almost identical, if not identical, to that fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful. I love their packaging. It's very simplistic, very classy looking. It names all of the notes inside of this fragrance, which I think is really nice. Then the cap is magnetized, which I think is a really cool feature. And the sprayer is amazing. I'll go ahead and show you how that works. It does like a fine mist, almost like a cloud of fragrance. So you get a lot of that fragrance, just little particles landing on you. And it smells absolutely beautiful. Now, when you first spray this fragrance, you're going to get some bergamot, a little raspberry, a little strawberry. So you get this fruitiness. It's not overly sweet, nor is it tart. It is perfectly balanced and it blends really nice with the bergamot. Then as it starts to dry down, you're going to get into the heart of it, which is more floral. You have jasmine. There is some orange blossom in here, a little more fruit. There's some pear. And then you have datura, which is a white flower. I think it's otherwise known as angel's trumpet. It is a very sweet white floral that's very, very intoxicating. So it smells incredible. And then as it dries down on your skin, it starts to warm up a bit. You have cedarwood, patchouli, and white musk. So all around, beautiful fragrance. I love the performance in this. It is very long lasting on my skin, and you guys know me. I complain about perfumes not lasting a long time on me, but this is 6 to 8 hours, which is great for me. And then it's even longer on the clothes. As far as projection, it's definitely past an arm's length within the first hour. Comes a little closer to the body, but you still are surrounded in this beautiful veil of fragrance. The sillage is fantastic. It has a little bit of sweetness to it. Again, some floral. All around beautiful fragrance. I think they've done a phenomenal job with this perfume. So again, I highly, highly recommend you check them out. They have some fabulous, fabulous fragrances on their site. Again, I'll put that in the description box. All right, this next perfume was originally not on my wish list, but I had to have it. I was actually at the Chanel counter, which is right next to the Dior counter, and I kept gravitating back to this fragrance from Dior, and it is Dior Addict by Christian Dior. This is such a great fragrance. It came out in 2002. The nose behind this is Thierry Wasser. And I absolutely love the way this fragrance smells. So if you love vanilla, this is a great perfume. It's loaded with vanilla. It reminds me of the holidays. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now the bottle is really nice. It's this beautiful blue with the silver cap on top here. And then it just lifts off. And let's talk about this gorgeous perfume inside. I absolutely love how this smells. You're gonna get a lot of vanilla, and I mean a lot of vanilla, but it's a beautiful, very intoxicating, very addictive vanilla, hence the name Dior Addict. But the opening, it's got some Orange Blossom Absolute. There's some Jasmine Sambac in here, so you get a little bit of the floral in there, not a ton. I would say this is more of a vanilla fragrance that is complemented with the jasmine and the orange blossom. It's an all-around beautiful fragrance. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of the holidays. It also reminds me a lot of, do you know those cookies, the snickerdoodles, those vanilla cookies, and it has that cinnamon on there. Now I know cinnamon is not listed as a note, but I'm definitely picking up a cinnamon type of note in here, especially in the dry down. Guys, as this starts to dry down and warm up with your skin, it's this beautiful vanilla fragrance, and it's got just hints of cinnamon. But overall, as far as the performance on this, wow, this is a performer. As far as longevity on me, it's past 8 hours, easy. It lasts a super long time on the clothes, which is fantastic. As far as the projection, it's past an arm's length. And as it gets closer to the body, it's not a skin scent. It's definitely one of those fragrances, again, that is all around you. It's enveloping, it's intoxicating, and again, very, very, very addictive, very feminine. And then as far as the sillage, it is a beautiful, lightly floral, vanilla type of fragrance that is not one of those sweet fragrances. It has a little bit of a powdery vibe to it. It never gets overly sweet. It's a very well-balanced perfume. So if you love the vanilla, definitely check out Dior Addict by Christian Dior. This next perfume was one of the perfumes on my wish list, and I had to have it because I saw so many YouTubers talking about it and how fantastic it is. And I wanted to see for myself just how fantastic this perfume is. And let me tell you, it's fantastic. And I am talking about Manifesto by Yves Saint Laurent, Eau de Parfum. This is a beautiful fragrance, guys. I was actually blown away with how nice this is. Now, it was created in 2012, and the noses behind this is Anne Filippo and Loc Dong. They did a great job. I actually really like the bottle on this as well, if you can see that. I think it's very classy looking, very elegant, and the fragrance inside is absolutely to die for. I think it's a very, very likable scent. It is a very safe blind buy, in my opinion, because this was a blind buy for me, and I'm so glad that I got it. But on the top, there's bergamot and a little bit of black currant. You get a little bit of sweetness. It's not overly sweet, which I like. Definitely pick up on that bergamot, a little bit more so than the black currant. What I like is as it starts to develop and get into the heart of this fragrance, there's some Sambac jasmine and lily of the valley. Now, it's a light floral. It is not one of those perfumes that screams being overly floral, which I don't like perfumes that are too floral. So in my opinion, this is done just right. And as this begins to warm and dry down on your skin, you're getting some cedar, sandalwood, vanilla, and tonka bean. And it is beautiful. You do pick up on that vanilla. It's really, really pretty. This fragrance stays at a very beautiful, well-rounded, lightly floral, kind of warm, sweet fragrance. It never gets cloying. Perfect the way they blended all the notes together. It's very sophisticated, very elegant, very, very likable. Now, as far as performance, another really good performer. It is easy 6 to 8 hours, if not longer, on my skin. And then it lasts a really long time on clothes as well. Projection's fantastic on this. Past an arm's length, and then sillage. Obviously, people are going to notice you're in a room because you're going to be surrounded with this beautiful, intoxicating, very elegant and stunning fragrance that's going to take notice. And it's nice because not every single person is wearing this. And maybe because it came out in 2012 and people have moved on to other fragrances, but this is a classic. I absolutely love this. I highly suggest if you're looking at purchasing this one, this is definitely, like I said, a safe blind buy. Check it out. I think you're gonna love it. All right, this next fragrance was not on my list, and I actually discovered this by accident. I was at TJ Maxx with one of my daughters. I went by the perfume counter like I like to do every time I'm in that store. And I noticed this bottle of fragrance, and so I went ahead and purchased it, not really knowing what I was getting into. And let me just tell you what a surprise this is. And I am talking about Gourmand Ambre Vanille by Laurent Mercier. I love the notes in here. The bottle is really nice, very simple, has Laurent Mercier on the top there, and then it says Gourmand and Ambre Vanille. In the top, you get tangerine, orchid, and heliotrope. Now, when I first smell this, you get a tiny bit of the tangerine. I don't get a lot of that, but you do get the heliotrope in there, a little bit of the orchid. It really gets beautiful as you get into the heart of this fragrance. There is coconut and almond in here, so it has that tropical kind of sweet vibe to it. And then in the dry down, it's absolutely stunning. You get the sandalwood and vanilla. So it is a very well-rounded fragrance. I think this is great actually for year-round. Because of that coconut, you're getting that tropical vibe, but then you've got the almond, kind of that nuttiness. The sandalwood and vanilla really warms that up. So it's a year-round fragrance. As far as performance, I'm very impressed. It's about 8 hours on the skin. The projection's fantastic. It's past an arm's length. The sillage is beautiful, very tropical. It's sweet. A little bit of floral in there, not a lot. You mostly get that vanilla in there with that coconut, and it just smells amazing. It's very sensual. It's very exotic smelling. It is very pretty. I highly recommend this one. So if you're in a TJ Maxx, a Marshalls, or Ross, and you see this, grab it. All right, the next perfume was also not on my original birthday list, but I love this and I'm so happy that I got this. It's another one that I've heard a lot about, and that is by Givenchy. It is the L'Interdit Eau de Parfum, and I absolutely love this perfume. I think the bottle is really nice, very classy looking. It has the Givenchy logo around the neck there with this little ribbon. And overall, it is a very enjoyable perfume, and happy to have this one added to my collection. But let's go ahead and talk about the notes in this perfume, because I think that they are just absolutely stunning. Has a really nice sprayer as well. Now this was created in 2018. Now the noses behind this are Anne Filippo, Dominique Ropian, and Fanny Ball. And they did an amazing job. I absolutely love the opening on this. It is really, really different, very pretty. It's got the bergamot mixed with pear. So it's got a little bit of that sweetness, that fruitiness, but I would say in this instant, the bergamot kind of takes over. You get a little bit of that pear, but you're going to get a lot more of that bergamot, especially in the opening. Now I love the heart of this fragrance. There's orange blossom, jasmine, and tuberose. And the jasmine in here is really, really pretty. You get a little bit of that orange in there, just ever so lightly, the orange blossom. And then you pick up on that tuberose. If you enjoy tuberose, you're gonna love this fragrance. I think it's stunning. And then obviously I can't smell it right now because it needs to dry down, but in that dry down, in that base, you've got patchouli, you've got vetiver, vanilla, and amber. So a great combination of notes. They work together perfectly. It has a powderiness to it when it dries down, and some sweetness, like a powdered sugar almost. And just an absolutely gorgeous feminine fragrance that I think is very captivating. It's sure to get a lot of attention. Now, as far as performance, this is a really nice performer. It's about 6 to 8 hours on my skin. And then the projection is great. It is definitely an arm's length, very, very noticeable fragrance, and the trail this leaves behind is beautiful. It's stunning. It is, like I said, very sophisticated. It's very intoxicating. Very unique. I think this is a really unique fragrance. It doesn't smell like every other perfume out there, which I really, really like. It stands out. All right, this next perfume definitely was on my birthday wish list. I'm so excited that I got it. I've heard a lot of influencers talking about this one on YouTube and Instagram, and that is Yuqawam Jasmine Wisp by RASASI. And I love the box that it's in. It's this wooden box, very nice, and it's magnetized, so it closes really easy and stays shut. And then the bottle itself is really nice. It's almost like this dark eggplant purple color and very classy looking. It's got a leaf in the front there, jasmine wisp, beautiful. And let's talk about this fragrance itself. It is absolutely stunning, and I was really impressed when I first smelled this, and I still am impressed with this perfume, but it is just absolutely beautiful. When you first smell this, you're gonna get a lot of this tart, tangy citrus. It's got lemon, grapefruit, and mandarin. And it's really refreshing. It's almost mouth-watering. It's so good. And then what happens is it starts to warm up a little bit as it gets into the heart notes. You've got peach, passion fruit, coconut, pear, star crimson, and anjou. And it is a beautiful, sweet, almost like a tropical fruit salad kind of smell. And then it really warms up in the base when you have the amber, tonka bean, and vanilla. It is an all-around beautiful fragrance. All the notes together combined create a very exotic scent. It is very different. It's not like every other perfume out there, and I really like this. Now, as far as the performance, this is a great performer. It is definitely 6 to 8 hours on my skin. Projection is past in arm's length. It's one of those perfumes people can notice when you are coming into a room because it gets there before you do. As far as the sillage, my goodness, this is a beauty. It is exotic. It's very feminine. It is very mouth-watering because of all the fruit notes in here, and then the warmth of that vanilla and the amber and tonka bean. I would say if you were thinking about buying this one, but you're a little bit nervous, not sure if it'd be a good blind buy, if you love fruity fragrances with some warmth in there, you are going to absolutely love Jasmine Wisp. All right, I have 2 more perfumes. You guys are doing a great job hanging in there. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having some fun. The next perfume was not on my list, and it was an accident that I came across this one as well. Same story, was at TJ Maxx, found this one, had heard about it in the past, and thought I'm gonna go ahead and get this because I know it's a long-lasting fragrance, and it is Roberto Cavalli EDP. And this came out in 2012. The nose behind this is Louise Turner. This is a very expensive smelling perfume. It reminds me a lot of a very sophisticated woman, maybe a mature woman that travels to all the best places. It's very pretty, very, very sophisticated, like I said, and it also just, I don't know, it just has this very rich vibe to it. Now, if you look at the bottle, it's a very nice bottle. It has kind of a tiger print around the neckline, and then it's got the logo on top. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the notes. And at first smell, it was not a love for me. It was a little standoffish to me, and I'll go through all of that in a minute, but as it dried down, it became a love for sure. But when you first smell this perfume, be warned, you're gonna get pink pepper, and that is the top note, and it will wake you up. But it smells good. Pretty soon after you spray this, the orange blossom starts to peek through. So you get this beautiful orange blossom kind of pushing the pink pepper out of the way. That pink pepper does not last a long time. It's just there to kind of wake you up. And then that orange blossom is very subtle. It's very intoxicating. It's not until the dry down, which is about an hour, 2 hours, where you start to hit that dry down, and those notes are the tonka bean, vanilla, absolute, and the benzoin. But what happens, I notice with this fragrance, as it dries down and you get more and more into the dry down, it gets a little more sweeter, and it has this powdery vibe to it. It is a very expensive smelling perfume. It's just an all-around, very sophisticated perfume. Now, as far as the performance on this one, this is quite the performer. I would say at least 6 to 8 hours, if not longer, on my skin, which is a shocker. And then the projection is very strong. It's that pink pepper that makes the opening so strong. So when you first spray it, everyone around you is going to smell you. As, like I said, that pink pepper tones down and you get that orange blossom, it becomes closer, but it's not a skin scent for sure. It's like this big bubble around you, and people are going to be smelling this for hours. And then the sillage, like I said, it's gorgeous. It's sophisticated, very feminine. It's very nice perfume. So if you want something that smells very expensive, that's more grown up, this is definitely one to look into. I'm really enjoying this. I think it's a fabulous perfume. Yay, you made it to the very last perfume in my video. And yes, this one was on my wish list, and I heard a lot of influencers talking about this one, so I wanted to check it out. And that is Haute Couture by Givenchy Eau de Parfum. This came out in 2000. The noses behind this are Alberto Morales and Jacques Cavalier, and I think they did a really nice job on this perfume. It is very different. Let's go ahead and just talk about the bottle real quick. It's just a very simple, very elegant looking bottle. Just says Haute Couture on the front there, and the notes. Now, this was not a love for me either in the beginning. Although I have to say I do typically like perfumes that have a smoky vibe. This definitely has a smoky vibe, but it's a very dry, kind of chalky smoky vibe, which I wasn't really into. And I'm still kind of getting used to this opening. I love the dry down in this, but let's go ahead and talk about the first note, the top note that you're getting, and that is citrus. So you get a little bit of citrus, but it is very, very muted. And it's muted down because of the heart notes. And the heart notes really do come up really quickly. And that is magnolia, there's pepper, and vetiver. Now, I don't know if it's the pepper with the vetiver that's giving it this kind of this dry, smoky, almost like from a fire pit kind of smell. And yeah, the vetiver is very strong in here. There is definitely a stronger note of vetiver mixed with that pepper. Now the magnolia, I don't know why, but in the middle it just seems kind of out of place. And then you got this, you know, the citrus in the opening. So it kind of just, you don't really know where this is going. It's a little confusing to me, the different notes in the beginning, in the middle. But then when you get into the dry down and things start to settle down a bit, you maintain that smokiness, but it becomes a little sweeter, and in my opinion, a little more tolerable. You've got the sandalwood, amber, and musk in the base. So it does sweeten up a bit on my skin. I know everybody's chemistry is so different with their skin, so one perfume can smell totally different on you than it does on me. But I like that it sweetens up, and I like that there's still that smokiness there. I think it is a really unique fragrance. Now, performance-wise, it does very well. It's about 6 to 8 hours on my skin. Projection is great, past an arm's length. And the sillage, I like it. I don't like it when you first spray it and you walk by someone, because it is, like I said, kind of a smoky, kind of dry, very kind of masculine almost because of that vetiver. But then if you were to walk by 2 hours later by that same person, it's definitely, they would notice it's definitely different, sweeter, a little bit deeper. It is very intoxicating. I like it. It is not a safe blind buy. So this is not something that I would tell you to go out and blind buy. You're going to love it. You got to sample this one first if you can. It's very different. So if you don't like smokiness, if you don't like vetiver, and like I said, it definitely plays a role in this fragrance, but then they kind of settle down and let the sandalwood and the amber and musk do their thing, and that's my favorite part of this perfume. Anyway, I hope that was informative for you. I really appreciate you taking time to watch my video. Comment down anything that you want to comment. Ask me questions. I do read my comments and I will get back to you. I certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my video. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay beautiful. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know the next time that I upload. See you soon.